Happy heart. You've done so much for me. I cannot tell it all. I cannot tell it all. Your name is a strong tower, Jesus. To you belong all power, Jesus. Whenever I call your name, you make my way. Your name is a strong tower, Jesus. Sing with me. Your name is a strong tower. Oh, your name. You make my way. Your name is a strong tower. Your name is a strong tower. Nothing is a strong tower. To you belong all power, Jesus. Whenever I call your name, I guess you make a way. Your name is a strong tower, Jesus. Your name is a strong I will pray in the name of Jesus. Every knee Every knee must bow. And I was blessed in the name of Jesus. Every knee must bow. Hey, I will praise in the name of Jesus. Every knee, and you will come back no way. I will pray in the name of Jesus. You will come and make salvation. All right, your name is a waymaker. Even you are, so you belong to all power. Emmanuel, when I go for you say, God is a waymaker. Jesus, say it together. I have to walk waymaker. All right.
Came flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. You are the Word at the beginning, one with God, the Lord Most High. Your hidden glory in creation, now revealed in you are Christ. What a beautiful name it is. What a beautiful name it is. The name of Jesus Christ, my King. What a beautiful name it is. Nothing compares to this. What a beautiful name it is. The name of Jesus. In one heaven without us. So Jesus, you brought heaven down. My sin was great, your love was greater. What could separate us now? What a wonderful name it is. What a wonderful name it is. The name of Jesus Christ, my King. What a wonderful name it is. Nothing compares to this. What a wonderful name it is. The name of Jesus. What a wonderful name it is. The name of Jesus. John 1:14 says, and the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. your name, oh Lord. How good you are. I love to sing your name, the Lord. I love to sing for you, There's so much more you. Silence the voice of sin and praise. That is the glory of your glory. For you are you have no rival, you have no equal, now and forever. God, you reign. Yours is the kingdom, yours is the glory, yours is the name above all names. What a powerful name it is. What a powerful name it is. The name of Jesus Christ. What a powerful name it is. Nothing can stand against. What a powerful name it is. The name of Jesus. You have no rival. You have no equal. Now and forever, God, you reign. Yours is the kingdom. Yours is the glory. Yours is the name above all names. What a powerful name it is. What a powerful name it is. The name of Jesus Christ. What a powerful name it is. Nothing compares. What a powerful name it is. The name of Jesus. What a powerful name it is. The name of Jesus. What a
Father, in the name of Jesus, you are ultimately our Father who is in heaven. And we today, and from this day forward, we want to mirror you. We want to be like you. We want to be more like Christ in our fatherly role. In the name of Jesus. Father, open our hearts to receive from you. Open our minds to receive your word. In the name of Jesus. Holy Spirit, do a new thing today. Do a new thing this morning. Do a new thing this afternoon. In the name of Jesus. Let something be said. Let something be said that will transform somebody in this place today. In the name of Jesus. Father, I have no wisdom of my own. I have no intellect of my own. I have no knowledge of my own. I rely on the Holy Spirit of God to empower me for this hour, that I will speak your word and not my words. In the name of Jesus, that you will bless us from above. Thank you, everlasting Father. We give you the praise. We give you the honor. In Jesus' name we are praying. Pastor called me during the week. Excuse me. I'm saying that thing is cold. So you just excuse me. I thought I would sit at my corner and somebody else will minister to me today. But the Spirit of God has a way of using us, even if we feel we are inadequate. He makes us adequate. Amen. Now, I'm going to be speaking from Luke chapter 15, verses 11 to 32. That's where I'm going to be speaking. But before I start, where are you? Okay, I'm looking at the mission. All right. Before I go into that passage, I want to give you some appetizers. Billy Graham, who is now at the bosom of Abraham, once said, A good father is one of the most unsung, unpraised, unnoticed, yet one of the most valuable assets in our society. But today, we are here to celebrate our fathers. Amen. God is going to celebrate you today. Now, this early this morning, something happened in my home. I went to the bathroom, maybe around 4 a.m. or something like that. And then I came back to the bed. And then I saw an envelope, which I didn't see before. So I've been married for 46 years now. And this is the first time my wife will celebrate me like this on Father's Day. And she wrote to Reverend James Adetunji, the wonderful man God has blessed me with, the godly father of my children. I love you, and I wish you a happy Father's Day. Here is your darling wife, Oladun. Amen. And then I turned over and I saw something else. I saw a check. I saw a check. I won't tell you how much. The pastor wants to keep it for me. I'm not allowed. Praise the Lord. And as I was pondering on what to talk about, and I said to myself, maybe one day pastor should ask one of our children to preach to us on Father's Day. And I said, maybe Timothy Ebony should come and preach to us on the Father's Day. Because God can use anybody. Amen. And before I go on to the message, I want to share with you some messages from children on Father's Day. One child said, "Dad, you have given me the best things in life: your time, your care, and your love. I'm truly grateful to have you in my life. Happy Father's Day." Does that describe you sitting down here? One of our fathers, maybe that describes you. Another one said, "The older I get, the more I realize how important it is to have a dad like you. You have provided stability in my life and the love and acceptance I needed. Happy Father's Day." Does that describe you? Another one said, "Thanks for acting like a kid when I was a kid, acting like a friend when I needed a friend, and acting like a parent when I needed one. You are the best one I know. Happy Father's Day." Another one says, "Dad, although time and distance may separate us, your guidance, advice, and love has stuck with me through it all. I will not be who I am that today without you. Enjoy your special day." Does that describe somebody here? Happy Father's Day to my hero, somebody wrote, and role model. Thank you for everything you have done for our family. We love you with all our hearts. Amen. Now, as I was preparing for this message, I came to realize that Father's Day is not just about the fathers, it's also about the mothers, it's also about our children. And I read to you what my wife wrote and added this morning. My other wives have said this to their husbands. You give our children someone to admire, respect, and honor. You are a fantastic dad. Happy Father's Day, my loving husband. That's a wife to the husband. Another one said, Happy Father's Day to the man of my heart, the father of our children, the love of my life. I love our family and I love you too. Life has given us wonderful family, a happy home, and love for each other. Most importantly, it has given us each other. So I'm so grateful to have you as my husband. So several people have expressed their opinions about fathers in the home. Unfortunately, we have a crisis in America, and that is the crisis of absence of fathers in the home. The U.S. Census Bureau tells us that more than 1 in 4 children live without a father in the home. That's a pretty staggering number. More than 1 in 4 children live without father in the home. Now, without a father in the home, teen children, they are 7 times more likely to become pregnant as teen. And according to the U.S. Department of Justice, children from fatherless homes account for 63% of youth suicides. That's very scary. Children from fatherless homes. The same Department of Justice, yes, Department of Justice says, talks about runaways. It says 90% of homeless and runaway youth are from homes without fathers. High school dropouts. 71% of all high school dropouts are from homes without fathers. Substance abuse. 75% of adolescent patients who abuse substances are from homes without fathers. And so on and so forth, the statistics goes. Today I want to talk to you about a topic 20 minutes that I have is to talk to you about a model of a godly father. My topic of our discussion, a model of a godly father. As I said before, and as several people have said, today is a day to give credit to our fathers in our church, in this church, and in many churches all over America. Today is dedicated especially to our fathers. Now, our fathers never get enough credit from people or from the society for what they do in the home. Some people even say it's useless. Talk about it. It's a useless man. It's not useless. Nobody is useless. Amen. You see, if you are using that language, let's not use that language again. Nobody is useless. Amen. Now let's go into the text quickly. The time I have. Luke chapter 15. Jesus continued. There was a man who had 2 sons. The younger one said to his father, Father, give me my share of estate. So he divided his property between them. I'm reading from NIV version. Not long after that, the younger son got together all he had, set off for a distant country, and there squandered his wealth in wild living. Now, if you read further, you have an idea what that means, wild living. He spent most of his money on prostitutes. He spent all his money on wild parties. He wasted all that money that he took from his father. Don't forget, the father is not yet dead, but he was asking for his own portion of the estate. Not long after that, the younger son got together all he had. Verse 14. After he had spent everything, there was a severe famine on that whole country. So after he spent all his money, there was calamity. But the calamity here is that there's severe famine in the whole country. And then he began to be in need. So he went and hired himself out to a citizen of that country, who sent him to his fields to feed pigs. Don't forget, he was speaking to a Jewish audience, and it's an insult for a Jewish person to be even touching pigs. These are animals that are not that was forbidden for Jews to even touch. He longed to fill his stomach with pods that the pigs were eating, but no one gave him anything. When he came to his senses, some people said when he repented, he said, how many of my father's hired men have food to spare? Not only that they have food to eat, they also have food to spare. And here I am starving to death. I will set out and go back to my father and say to him. So he's rehearsing now what he will say to the father when he will meet the father. Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired men. So he got up and went to his father. But while he was still long away, his father saw him and was filled with compassion for him. He ran to his son, threw his arms around him, and kissed him. So we will get on verse 20. The rest of the story you already know, you can read at home. Now, when he came to his senses, when the prodigal son came to his senses, we assume that he repented, and then he went home and was restored. His relationship with his father was restored. But we hardly consider what would have happened if the young man, if his father had not been waiting in the pathway as he made his steps back home. So I'm going to concentrate on the rest of the sermon on verse 20. And there are three phrases in this verse that call for our attention. And the first one is, but while he was still afar off. While he was still afar off. Now, when you read through this phrase, all right, it appears, although the father loved him, even when he said he needed his portion of the estate, it appears this father still loved him, even when he left home. When he was still far away. All right? So, I get the impression that this father was anticipating that he would one day come home. Now, was it by coincidence that day the father was looking outside the door and wondering whether this young man will come back home? I don't think it was coincidence. I think this was something that the father was doing regularly. He was looking afar off. I remember when I was in secondary school, which we call high school here. I would write to my father, because that's the only way I could contact him at that time, and tell him that we'll be having our vacation on social date. So my father would pick his chair and wait under the tree in the village. And he would be watching the road, and watching to see if I'm coming home. And then one day, there was a problem about the transportation, and I didn't come home until the next day. And he didn't sleep throughout the whole night. The love of the Father. So, I am of the impression, and many other scholars are also of the impression that this father must have been a prayerful father. He must have been a prayerful father. And he must have been praying for his son. Even though he allowed him, he allowed him to have his own choice, to make his choice. But he still was praying until his son came back safely. Don't forget, the father could have said, when he saw him at a distance, he could have said, oh, this is useless boy. Oh, he could have said, oh, he took all my money and went away. Now he's on his own. I wash my hands, clean up his issues. My responsibility is over. I know this son we are not to nothing anyway. You see, we pronounce curse on our children. We shouldn't do that. Even though we may be angry or something, don't pronounce curse on them. When you say to him, you will never make it in life. And then the devil hears that. And the devil goes on to that. And then when that child does not make it in life, then you start to blame the child. Blame your first, for pronouncing curses on him. But instead of the father doing all this, what do we see here? We see the father preparing for his son's return as he waits for the Holy Spirit to speak to the boy, to speak to the prodigal son. He never caused his son. What do you do when you have children that are far off? And what far off can mean what? It can mean far away to college, or it can mean not living to your expectations, or it can mean not living to God's expectations, or it can mean that he's a child that is very chaotic and rebellious at home. Or if I'm hearing a child that is growing faster than his or her age, and is causing problem. If I'm hearing a child that does not appreciate anything that the father does for him, so what do you do? What do you do? And according to the advice, reading between lines that Jesus gave in this parable, still, he must be there for him. He must be there for the child. The father, from this story, we can see that the father did not give up. Amen? Amen. The father did not give up on this boy. He was looking, actually every day, I imagine. Perhaps the Lord will answer his prayer. So, this father exercised patience. Alright? He was able to wait on the Lord. And I can see that this father had a forgiving spirit. He had a forgiving spirit. And I can say that this father had faith in God. And I can say that this father was expectant. Amen. Amen. If we read Colossians 4 verse 2, Colossians 4 verse 2 says, devote yourself to prayer. Amen. And be alert. That means be expectant. He did not give up. He exercised patience. He was a prayer warrior. He was able to wait on the Lord. He had a forgiving spirit. He had faith in God. He was expectant that God will do the impossible. Amen. Amen. That can only happen if that can only happen if that father was in close and ongoing relationship with his Lord, with our Lord Jesus Christ. And is that true of you? Do you have a personal relationship with Christ that enables you to turn to Him on a daily basis? You see, sometimes you pray for these children, but you need to pray specifically for each child that God has given you, not a general prayer, because each child has his or her own peculiarity, and each child is wonderfully and fearfully made. Each child is different, so you have to pray specifically for each child, that God will do the impossible in their lives. Amen. Amen. So that means we as fathers, we need to exercise spiritual foundation in our home. We need to be the leader, the one that is in charge of the altar at the home. Amen. We need to constantly pray for these children that God has given to us. Now, the next thing we read in that same verse 20 is that this father was full of compassion. That's the next thing we read in verse 20. That the father was full of compassion. His mercy was Christ-like. Alright? When he saw this son afar off, I don't even, in today's world, maybe he had a binocular. Maybe in today's world, he would have been using the binocular. So, when he saw this child, his temper was in check. The need to get retribution was in check, so that he could demonstrate mercy and compassion. Now, today we have dysfunctional families, unfortunately. Dysfunctional families all over the place. Sometimes the children have never heard the word "I love you" from their parents, or they have never heard the word "you are forgiven" from their parents. We need compassionate Christian fathers who will have time for their children, quality time for their children, for their families, for their wives, One wife. So when I say for their wives, many men with just one wife. Praise the Lord. Dysfunctional families. There was a clip on the men's platform which I read maybe 2 days ago, or just 1 day ago. And that was this 15-year-old girl that was about to commit suicide. And she said she wrote a note, suicide note, before she committed suicide. And one of the things I read in that clip was that this girl said she had everything that a normal girl of her age would have, the material things that she needed to have. So it was not as if she was lacking in anything, but she said she was lonely. She didn't feel loved. She was lonely. Sometimes we need quality time with our children to get to know them better. You think you know your children? You don't know them until you know them. Alright? You think you know your children? You don't know them until you know them. Alright? The children may resemble you. Praise God, they resemble you. Alright? But they are not completely identical to you. Alright? They inherited 23 chromosomes from the mother, 23 chromosomes from the father to make 46 chromosomes. So they are completely different from you. Yes, they have some resemblance on you. Just like Pastor said in one of his teachings, he said, no two fingerprints are the same. And you remember in those days when we used to do Cambridge for A-level, there used to be a question, a popular question in those days. They said, like begets like, but no two individuals are alike. Discuss. Yeah, that was the popular Cambridge. That's all. I can see our fathers here nodding for confirming what I'm saying. So no matter how, you don't know your child completely, because she's not completely like you. She's not completely like the father. She has genes for both of you. So you need to find quality time, spend quality time to know your children. So dysfunctional family could happen because the father abdicates by leaving the marriage or his role as a father. Don't abdicate your role in the marriage. Don't leave your marriage. All right. Don't run away from the home. Be there for your children. Be a role model for them. Sometimes dysfunctional families happen because the father himself never experienced God's forgiveness. So he doesn't even know how to forgive others, let alone forgive his own children. And forgiving his own children becomes an insurmountable task. Sometimes dysfunctional family happens because the father himself, when growing up, he was growing up under negative conditions or under abusive conditions. Now, to this morning or this afternoon, or whatever the time is now, I want to ask you fathers. How do you want your children to remember you? My father died many years ago. Almost every week I talk about my father and our home. I remember some of the things he used to say and the advice he used to give. And lastly, included in the Father's forgiveness in Luke 15:20 was a ready response when he saw and he met with his prodigal son. However, let's see that he put his arms around him and kissed him. Sometimes a hug, just hugging your children, can mean a lot to them. Sometimes affirming them instead of condemning them, just affirming them can mean a lot to them. And what followed after this? There was a party. Amen.
Amen.
There was a big party. Now, if I ask you, did the prodigal son feel he was forgiven? I bet you he did. The father left no room for the son to think otherwise because he showed love and he forgave his son. Now, some fathers say, beyond being a provider for my children, I want them to love me. That's good. But you, as a father, how much do you love God? Do you love God in such a way that that love will fall upon your children? Or do you love your children as Jesus loved us? Do you love your family as Jesus loved the church? Does the love of Christ radiate from you to your family, to your children? Do you love God so much? The love of a father can transform the whole family. Amen.
Amen.
Your child will be lonely and you may not know. He or she may have all the material things, but she may not feel loved. You need to spend quality time with your children to get to know them more. By the grace of God, God gave us 4 children. They are all married now, and they all have their own children. And they now, I was talking to one of them was it yesterday or the day before, and I said, they are getting ready for Father's Day. He said, yes. He said, now he realizes how much we loved them. And now he realizes the sacrifice we made for them. But do you love God first? Do you love God? And will that love translate to your children? Are you able to leave a legacy for these children? A legacy of God's love, a legacy of faith, a legacy of prayer, a legacy of waiting on God, a legacy of forgiveness. The Lord will help us.
Amen.
In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Let us pray now. Let us pray. Father, we thank you for your word. Because one day you are going to ask us how we lived our lives as fathers. We shall have to give an account of how we lived our lives as husbands. We have to give an account of how we lived our lives and showed the love of God to our children, and how we lived a life that is worthy of our calling. Father, I pray that on that day we shall not be found wanting.
Amen.
in the name of Jesus. Our Father and our God, there may be one or two people here that are waiting on you, Father, for the fruit of the womb. Our Father and our God, you are the God who says it's not too late. If it's not too late for Sarah, it's not too late for them. If it's not too late for Anna, if it was not too late for Elizabeth, it's not too late for anybody. But these people that will be here today, give them faith. Faith to stand firm until it is done. In the name of Jesus. Help us to train our children in the way of the Lord. Help us that our children will become pillars in the house of the Lord. They will become stars in the house of the Lord. In the name of Jesus. Education is good, material things are good, but godliness is much more preferable. Father, help us to treat these children, help us to train these children in the way of the Lord. In the name of Jesus. Thank you, everlasting Father. We give you the praise. We give you the honor. In Jesus' mighty name we have prayed.